Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Matt Kenseth's Tide Ride Throwback from Darlington this year. As you can see in front of you, it's got the typical Darlington box we've seen this year with the kind of blue checkered flag pattern in the old racing. Darlington established 1950 raceway. Render of the car, standard finish, Tide. See, they made 616 of these things. Standard finish, retro NASCAR logo, all the typical stuff. Probably my favorite of the generic boxes, just because it's, got that kind of old-fashioned look to it. But anyways, here is the car itself, and it is just beautiful. You can never go wrong with the beautiful Tide colors. The bright orange, the yellow, the blue, the white, just such an iconic look, and it was so great to see them back. But let's do a quick 360 of this car. This car is a little bit inaccurate, which we'll get to later, but luckily it didn't really affect this car very much. This is another case of a sponsor coming back for the Darlington Throwback weekend and actually considering them to stay, because they have been on Kenseth's car, I think, a total of 2 times this year, and I think they're going to be a good 2 or 3 more times with a brand new paint scheme. I will probably end up picking up that car if it gets made, but that one, there's probably going to be an inaccuracy on, which kind of works with this car too, but we'll get to that later. But let's get down to sponsors. On the hood you have Tide. You've got Toyota Camry number 20. Look at how neon this thing looks. My camera's messing up with the color. You got Tide on the quarter panel. Down there you have Sherwin-Williams, Mack Tools, Lincoln Welders, Freightliner, Doosan, Siemens, and MC something. You got DeWalt on the C post. And on the B post you have Toyota and Joe Gibbs Racing 25 years. As you can see, it does have the retro text on the tires as well as all the retro contingency logos. I really wonder, I don't think Monster can do anything, but I really wish they would put some sort of retro series logo too, because it doesn't kind of fit with the rest of them. On the back you have Tide, you got Camry XSE Toyota. On the deck lid you have Tide, this is number 147. You got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Take a look under the hood. See that it says Tide and Toyota Let's Go places. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Take a look under the deck lid. You got your typical fuel cell and such back there. The roof flaps do in fact open. And there's the underside of the car if you want to see that. But now, let's get down to the inaccuracy. That would be right here. So, some people are probably thinking, so what? It's a Tide car, it's a white rear, what's the problem? But the real car had Tide pods on it. Those little, packages of detergent or whatever you could throw into your washer and it releases them or whatever. There was a big pod right here and then it said pods across the white. So why didn't Lionel produce it, you ask? They couldn't. Tide is uptight about their Tide pods because there's idiotic little kids in places ooh, they look like candy, and eat them. So they don't want to put it on toys. That was fine for the 164th, but why is the 124th? I wish they would just put this on a base if they had to get pods on it. Luckily, this one kind of keeps the look fine without it. Like I said, most people look on the shelf and not notice there's a problem with this car because it looks fantastic. And, there has been the Tide look always had white in the back here, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. It also did say, back here was Tide was over here and it said pods next to it. It said it on the deck lid, said it on the roof. Not sure why there's not even a Tide logo on the roof, but whatever. I give them credit for centering the logo. I was really curious about that when they couldn't put Tides. I was like, is this going to look hilarious with Tide all the way to the left and then a big blank spot next to it? So, they get props for centering. I believe this side just had a huge pod, didn't actually say pods on it, but like I said, this car keeps the look fine, but that's what I was talking about with this year's car. This year's car is a brand new full Tide pods paint scheme. So if they can't put pods on that thing is going to look awful. I love how that paint scheme looks, but that is going to be destroyed if they can't put pods on it. This one at least works. But, I don't know. Hopefully they can work something out with pods. Because, like I said, either put it on a base if you have to on the 124 so it's not a little kid's toy. I hate bases, but if that's what it takes, I'll take it. Because this one, they kind of got a pass with because it works fine, but that one they really don't. Here it is next to the 164 scale, which there's actually 2 of. Here you have the NASCAR Authentics version, which is the more accurate version, as you see matches the car perfectly. And then you have the Gold Series crappy mold piece of shit one that the colors are dark on, it's all sloppy. Let's just forget that one entirely. I'll probably go into more detail about the 164 issue on my NASCAR Authentics video when I review this wave. But anyways, if you want this car, get it now. This car is hit disappearing now. Because, like, I've said that in the past where I've said, like, you know, a car probably stay around for a while and then disappear. This is the exact example of that. This car's around for a while, just kind of, you know, retail price didn't really go down in value, and now it's just gone. I don't think there's a single one on eBay. All the dealers are sold out. Joe Gibbs Racing sold out. Matt Kenseth sold out. If you want it, you can find one. I'd say grab it now. Except it's a beautiful car. You can never go wrong with the Tide colors. This one gets a pass on the inaccuracies because it doesn't actually affect the look of it all. Except if they actually somehow get pods on the 2017 paint scheme, I will definitely get that. I love the Tide colors, and I will definitely grab that car. But as far as without it, nope. This one didn't really affect me either way, because, you know, it still looks fine. I will say I wish that they would have put the winner stickers on it. That's a really weird inaccuracy that there's no winner stickers here. Because they won twice for Darlington. This car came out late, so I don't see why they couldn't have got that on. And like I said, the fact there's no Tide at all on the roof seems a little off. You know, this is really kind of nitpicky, but I should probably point it out that seems to happen a lot where there's, like, paint or whatever is rubbed off of, like, the edges of the roof flaps. It's happening on a lot of cars. I don't know why they don't fix that by now, but whatever. I will say I kind of wish that, you know, the Tides were always kind of more rounded on the yellow. It was more like a round, kind of like the Tide circle. Not sure why it was slanted, but it really works for this body style for some reason. That was like when they first revealed it, I'm like, why isn't it circular? That's like the Tide look. But it worked fine, and this diecast looks great, and I would definitely recommend picking this up. So, a nice long video today, but, you know, this car's a lot to talk about. But I think the true sellers to say, this has been a review of Matt Kenseth's Tide Ride Throwback. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.